Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a Paris Q&A. I've literally had such a terrible day, and so I'm now literally sat on my floor in front of my window filming a video because I just like to do it, to be honest. I did ask for some questions the other day on my Instagram because I didn't know when I was going to film this, so I already have them prepared, which is great. I was actually going to pop open some wine. It's been that bad of a day, but instead I've opted for a tea, so I will be drinking this throughout the video. It's actually a breakfast tea. It's actually a tea and biscuits tea from Yorkshire Tea. This is what it looks like. I brought it so you can all see it because it will genuinely change your life. I wasn't even a tea person before this. I was a coffee person, but now it's really changed my mind. Honestly, I love it. It literally tastes like what are they called? Those rich tea biscuits. It literally tastes exactly like a rich tea biscuit dunked in tea, except you don't have the biscuit because it's already flavoured. And then, I mean, if you have the biscuit, that's just a bonus, you know. But anyway, I love that tea. Quick interlude. Okay, so these are the questions that you will ask me. If you aren't following my Instagram, it is just Holly Stirman, the exact same as my YouTube channel name, and that's kind of where I post more interactive content where you can like ask questions and things like that if I do another video like this. So let's get straight into it. The first question is something about Paris that you didn't expect. Now, I mean, there's kind of a few things, to be honest, but I suppose one of the main things that I didn't expect was kind of how many independent coffee shops there are. Like in London, there are tons of coffee shops everywhere. We know that, you know, they are literally on every corner of the street, every Starbucks, Pret, Costa, but here it's way more, literally from what I've personally seen, it's way more independent. Like they do have chains, but even the chains take into account like kind of cultural architecture because all the buildings look the same and stuff, so it's just not quite the same as like the London vibe where there's a lot more chain restaurants and things. So I do really like that, and it's definitely something I didn't expect. I thought there would be a lot more chain restaurants, I suppose is what I'm saying. So yeah, the independent Parisian coffee shops are literally the one. They always have like little unique spaces as well, which is just so much more special, I think, than chains. Another thing that I didn't expect about Paris is that Parisians, unfortunately, in my experience, have lived up to their reputation of being very rude and giving you an attitude. So when I came to Paris, I really came in with a naive, maybe, I'm not sure, mindset that it was all a stereotype and that everyone would be fine and lovely and it wouldn't be a problem, and that has literally not been the case at all in my experience. Most, and I do say most, obviously there are exceptions, Parisians that I have been in contact with, overall I've had a negative experience with, especially certain people in my day-to-day life have been particularly negative experiences. So that's definitely something I didn't expect, and it's very unfortunate as well because I came in with such a positive mindset, but it's okay. I think sometimes as well it's just more the French attitude is different to in England. We use a lot of filler language all the time and we make everything flowery and we say excuse me for everything, whereas here they definitely don't do that. It's way more abrupt and they say it exactly how it is. They're not going to sugarcoat it at all. So that's something I didn't expect. Okay, so the next question is, were you anxious about moving abroad alone? And yeah, I 100% was, to an extent. Like I was literally moving to another country knowing no one, so yeah, of course I was anxious, but I just immersed myself fully before I even came, to be honest. I joined loads of Facebook groups and like loads of expat groups in Paris and things that were English speaking, and that made me feel a lot better because I was kind of in contact with some people before I came, and that just really put my mind at rest a lot. So I was anxious, but I did a lot of things to prevent the anxiety. Also, I was super lucky because my dad drove me over, which reduced a lot of my anxiety because he helped me find somewhere to stay and everything like that. So that was definitely something I'm so grateful for, because that literally reduced so much of my nerves. But yes, I definitely was nervous, but I think I just dealt with it in quite a decent way. So the next question is your favorite look in Paris that you've worn. And so there have been a few different looks that I've enjoyed wearing, and I've definitely embraced the Parisian style a bit, which will lead me on to my next question in a minute. But I have really enjoyed the chic, as you can see today. I mean, I'm wearing a blazer and a turtleneck, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed the chic look. And to be honest, I think today is maybe one of my favorites. I'm just wearing this black blazer with a turtleneck, this necklace, and some tan flares. But I think that my all-time favorite look I've worn here is either this blue dress with a blue headscarf that I kept wearing when I first came, and it was really warm weather and I wore it all the time. It was like my favorite dress that I found from Zara. Or I really liked this outfit as well. I'll put it on screen. And I was with my two friends. I was so grateful. They came over, we had like the best time. You can actually go and watch the vlog on Lainey's channel if you want. I'll link it in the description below. And I wore this like leopard print coat with these like white knee-high heeled boots and these huge white sunglasses, and I just thought it was quite an iconic moment. Like, me and Lainey were both wearing white boots and it just looked really cool in my opinion in the picture. So that was definitely my favorite look, I think. The next question is your favorite restaurant in Paris. Now, I do have to say I haven't been to as many restaurants as I'd have liked to go to, purely down to the stress of uni work and things. I just haven't been out as much as I'd like to have. However, I have been to a few, and I think one of my all-time favorite places that I've been to a few times now is called La Petite Peregrine. I have no idea how you pronounce it. To be honest, I can't even remember the whole name, but I will put it on screen here. And it was honestly one of the nicest meals I've had. They have this duck confit and also a roasted chicken, and both were immaculate. They were so well, the food was just amazing. I would highly recommend. In terms of more of a like cafe spots, I've been to a couple of like the, you know, well-known cafes, and I think my favorite's actually Correct. And there's one in Trocadero, which is literally like a view of the Eiffel Tower, and I just thought the food there was so lovely and it felt proper Parisian. That's where the photo I showed you in that leopard coat was taken, and it's one of my top. Definitely one of my top. I also like the ambiance. It feels very chic and very upmarket, which I do love. So yes, those are my favorite restaurant cafe in Paris. The next question I thought was so funny, and it was, did you try any traditional French food like snails and frog's legs, things like that? So I have not tried snails or frog's legs or any of those types of traditional French cuisine. However, I have had other traditional cuisine like beef bourguignon and a raclette and such as things like that, and honestly those have been amazing. I've also obviously tried all the patisserie food and boulangerie, and again they've been incredible. I haven't talked myself around to trying it yet. I mean, I am going out this weekend, so we never know, maybe I'll give it a go then, because apparently I've heard one of them tastes like chicken, so I'm not opposed to the idea. It's just not my first choice on the menu, if that makes sense. So the next question is your favorite thing about Paris in general. So I think my favorite thing definitely has to be the architecture. I am in love with Parisian buildings. They are gorgeous. literally everywhere you go they all look the same. I don't know if that's a law thing or if everyone just decides to like match each other, but the buildings are stunning. They literally live up to the vision that you probably have about Paris in your head. And even like my window here, it's got this beautiful French, like, not balcony, but you know what I mean, French window. It's absolutely stunning and I love it so much. So I'm definitely gonna miss that when I'm not in Paris anymore, because it's just so lovely to open your doors in the morning on your French window and see all of the other beautiful buildings. Okay, the next question is the fashion different in Paris compared to London and other cities I've been to? So yes, 100%. Overall, the fashion is very different actually. It definitely lives up to the Parisian chic, very minimalist, beige, black, brown, those neutral tones. Everyone is wearing them, literally everyone. I have to say I can count on one hand the amount of people that I've seen with coloured hair, for example, in my whole 6 months I've been here. And also I rarely see anyone wearing colour, and if they are wearing colour, they're usually coloured tights with a matching beret or that kind of vibe. So they definitely do live up to the Parisian chic style that they've been stereotyped to have, for sure. But I honestly love it. I think it's so glamorous, and I have 100% taken style inspiration because now I'm obsessed with like turtlenecks and blazers and everything like that. I just think it looks so chic, and I do genuinely think Parisians are very glamorous on the daily. They always look put together, which I definitely admire and I've incorporated into my own style. But yeah, I do think the injection of colour every now and then can look really cool as well. And I think it's really cool to see expats in Paris because they often do bring a lot of the colour. Not me, but a lot of other people have brought a lot of the colour. When you see on the tube, you can just tell that they're not Parisian. So that is the answer. So the next question is, did you pick up the language quickly? And also somebody else asked, did you know French before you went? So I've kind of tied the two together. So did I pick up the language quickly? Absolutely not. I'm still very much learning French, and I don't know why, but I just really struggle with languages. It's definitely not a forte of mine. And actually I was in class with the person that wrote this in high school, which is so funny because she will definitely remember how bad I was at French, but I am still bad. Yeah, don't be fooled, I'm very much still bad. However, I do actively try as best as I can to use French whenever I can and ask things, especially in shops and boulangerie and things like that. I'm always trying my best to ask them and receive in French. However, I am by no means at a good level at all, and even though my classes are in French, which I can understand, I do struggle more to reply back to you in French, although I am getting better for sure, and my level has definitely improved since I've been immersed more in it, but it's still got a long way to go. So I did know some French before I came here, but it was very minimal. Even though I've done French GCSE and half a French A-level, and I dropped it because it was too hard, I by no means knew French before I came, for sure. So I'm definitely much better level now, but still definitely not a level that people would class as good or anything like that. So I'm still learning and it's fun for me, and it's just kind of a passion project on the side to be learning it. Do you miss family and friends? Yes, 100%. I definitely do miss everyone, and it does feel quite separated. I think a lot of people that go to uni do feel that as well, because they have their university life and then their home life, and sometimes it is quite difficult to like be able to blend them, but I love it nonetheless, and it's really cool actually to have so many people around in different places that I love, and yeah, that I can just go and see and visit and cherish. So I do like it, but I do miss everybody a lot back home for sure. And the final question I have is it expensive to live in Paris? And my answer is 1000,000,000,000% yes. It is the most expensive place I think I've ever been to, and you know, I've been to a few places, but it is ridiculously expensive here. The rent is astronomical. The food prices in the supermarkets, unless you go to an Aldi or a Lidl, which there are none remotely near me in my area, and I'm in Central, then you will be paying ridiculous prices for your basic groceries. For example, my local Franprix has about 10 king prawns for like 13-14 euros, and a chicken breast is on average like 5 euros roughly. I just feel like overall my shopping is way more expensive, my bills are more expensive, electric is more expensive. However, I do have to say, despite how expensive it is a very beautiful city, and it is worth the price as long as you love the city as much as I do. I feel like if you don't love the city, you should definitely live outside of Paris more and commute in if you're here for a job or uni or whatever. But if you love the city, the rent is definitely worth paying. Because I live in a gorgeous apartment, I'm going to do an apartment tour for you. I say an apartment tour, it's a studio, but I do love it, and the location is incredible. So yes, it is ridiculously expensive, much more than London. I paid roughly around like under 1,000 a month for my rent in London, whereas here my rent is around 1,300, maybe 400 including bills, something around that region. I'll tell you in my apartment tour. But yeah, it is a lot more in my opinion and from my experience. So that is the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm definitely making a comeback on YouTube, and now that I've finished school, I am literally going to be making as much content as I can in my free time, because I literally really enjoy doing it, to be honest. So these are all the questions I got today on my Instagram. Don't forget to go and follow my Instagram if you want to be involved in another video like this and ask me some questions. If you're not keen on Instagram, you can definitely leave a comment in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.